So what is the meaning of this pink moon? Well, it's the first full moon of the season of spring, the element of wood, reaching its peak illumination just 30 minutes right after the midnight hour on the East Coast, April 6th. But why is it called the pink moon? So it's been recorded in some of the Eastern native tribes, the pink moon, with the early budding of the springtime flowers, wildflowers, which are also known as moss pink for those pink colors. It's also been referred to as the breaking ice moon, or when the ducks come back. So just knowing that, and that it is the season of spring and Libra, all things that are partnership, commitments, balance, fairness, what comes to mind for me is harmony, the harmonics of sound, seed sounds, beauty, appreciating beauty, art, the beauty that surrounds all of life, the perfect blend and the balance of nature.
Oh, inshallah and Ashe. Again, blessings to you, you 300, you 300 plus energetic beings. Thank you for joining me. We are authentically kicking off April with some serious snow. Sometimes it snows in April. I said that yesterday. Prince, my heavenly universe boyfriend, magical, energetic being there. But the snowfall here, winter is coming, definitely, and it feels like it's never leaving. The abundance of water from the heavenly universe. We kind of asked for this, right? Goes back to watch out for what you wish for, or maybe we should have kind of put a little policy in place, like, hey, snow gods, water gods, we need to fill up the water and the lakes and whatnot, but we need it to be a gradual, like over a few winters. There's no rush. We don't need the recovery in like one season or something like that. No need to be overly greedy with this abundance and prosperity of all this water, but it sure is coming down. Excuse me. So remember, my energetic beings, you are the star. You have the resource within you that if we cultivate it and initiate it, then we can become ultimately the star that we've always been, unsheathing our starlight. So turn on the notification bell, hit the white rabbit right now. It's the only way that we can ensure that this algorithm, this beat of this new drum, is going to upcycle the nutritional quotient that you absolutely deserve, along with our value quotient. So while we're waiting for people to hop on to the live stream, tune into the replay or whatever timeline you're on. We do have our root center online for the entire season of Aries, combined with the solar plexus today. And we have the sacral with Mars awakening our emotional foundation, our home front. So our thoughts may be streaming in out from the quantum field beyond hyperspace into the hypergate under this galactic energy. And our ego is actually the driving force, steering the gates of our mind in this choreography of our day. It's our heart, the energy of our heart, our sacred heart, our heart space, the heart math, that we ultimately belong responding with to all of life's magnetic, energetic interactions. So when we allow our heart to be the choreographer of our life, including our thoughts, our point of view shifts to the soul's harmonic, a panoramic vibration. And in doing so, our actions we take are also in a higher elevated panoramic view, seeing the world from an entirely different perspective. It really is the cause and the effect, the law of that, the choice and the ripple effect. The undercurrents are kind of on the rise. So choosing our thoughts and our actions, thoughts through the heart space and our chalice, it really creates this rippling effect when they start magnetizing, if you will. So you may feel as if you are at a point of really blasting off, especially with the season of Aries. We've got some players in the choreography. Mars is initiating our thoughts about our emotional foundation. Mars is in Cancer. The Great Awakener, Uranus, is elevating our divine connection through our heart space, initiating a heartfelt commitment, a decision to take on the daily of what we really want to take form or shape into the physical realm in the Earth star. And we also have our soul's harmonic, the God channel, Jupiter, the higher philosopher, the oneness field, expanding our emotional field, setting a boundary out into the world. So what the world outside of us feels like, are we trusting the feelings that we're receiving? Are these feelings treating us with emotional kindness? Can you feel the waves of emotions? Are you on a ship? Is it wavering? Is it calm? Is it still? Is it snowed in by chance? Not a day to overthink it, especially if you are snowed in under this emotional pressure, if you will. And of course, hang on 1 minute because I've got my father blasting up my phone. Sorry about that. So emotional pressure, snowed in case you didn't know. By the way, for a limited time, I do have 50% off my high ticket offerings. Change Your Stars, Voices of the Other World, The Energy Body Demystified, Secrets of the Other World. Did I say Voices of the Other World? Along with Soliciting Solitude, which I believe the snow is making us solicit our inner solitude, freezing us in. But with that, welcome to the Daily Snippet. Once again, I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon, and a reflector by design. I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which is just a choreography, a merging of them all together. And my intention is to utilize the indigenous technologies, the elementals, the elemental beings, the realm, the imaginal, our original divine blueprint to navigate through our soul's harmonic, through all of these realms, dimensions, portals, gateways, and along with the cosmos, with offerings, prescriptions, ritual. I think we do need to get back to the origins, ritual, and otherworldly medicine kinds to really add to the origins, our main stage container. Ritual is really food for our soul, our personal medicine, our prime directive, our gift, and our purpose. I believe a lot of people are jumping out and climbing into their gift and purpose authentically, tired of being the slave in the marquetry, if you will, or an ant. I always get ants, but in doing so, our light shines even brighter. My name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you have yet to subscribe, of course, to my channel, please do, YouTube or otherwise, Tonya D on YouTube, and Musing with Tonya D, my podcast. The season of Aries, we are taking who we are out into the stage, if we can, through the snow, and just being mindful, excuse me, of our ego action, our response team being activated. But before I go any further, and I'm out of juice, have a tickle in my throat, my goodness. Are we there yet? I think we are. No? Oh, okay. Before I go any further, let's give a shout out to the village. Again, the tribe. My community is growing, excelling. All the new peeps entering the community, new subscribers. I always like to give a validation, a voice of acknowledgement that I do see you. Sometimes I do hear you, new friends and guests. Welcome, welcome to the show. And also, of course, and always, those of you that have been part of my journey since the beginning, I still see you. It really does take a village, a tribe, and I just always like to give a blessing bowl of gratitudes to you and thank you for joining in. And those of you that, again, do tune in to the replay later, I do see you as well. And just remember, a comment if you do feel that you're in need of a message for your day. Sharing is just another magical way to pay it forward. You can, of course, find me on other social channels, TikTok mostly, Instagram. Remember, I am your otherworldly shamanic reflecting assistant. You truly are your own healer, but sometimes we have energetic hiccups, trivial pursuits, and we need another worldly life coach assistant, another worldly perspective, myself included, by the way, to get us out of our own magical way. We get in our own way with our own stardust sometimes. And the daily snippet, what is this all about? Well, let me tell you, what is it all about? The cosmos, the planets, the insights of the planets. And by design, I do follow the energy of the moon through the gates and the seasons, just when they're activated. I don't have anything activated till this weekend, I think. But our root channel, our physical, the physicality, our physical empathy channel is online today and through the season of Aries, actually. So this is like physical manifestations, bringing the physicality into our dimension. And all the world is a stage for all the world to see. And the elementals, I did add this fun little chart. So in the choreography of the elementals, this is the face reflex zones. When I do skin and body treatments, reflex zones on the face and the body, kind of telltale signs of what's going on inside the body. I predominantly work with energetic clays, energetic essential oils that work on the quantum, along with light and sound and vibration to bring energetic healing, not just through the meridians, but also through the energetic centers through the body for healing. And I also do a mystery guest on Sundays. If you're interested in being part of that, I should have that on that screen. And I do your 4 pillars chart. I don't announce your name or anything, but I tell you your useful elements mostly. But yeah, I work with the subtle energies, the chakras, the channels, the pathways to bring the energy body into balance, even through the auric field. And just being mindful of who we are, how our worlds manifest, words taking form. So with our solar plexus on overdrive, kind of at a hypergate, it's activated like the root center is pulsating, and then it's like our self-esteem is being supercharged. It's like Flash in the Marvel characters. So you may need to go out and shovel some snow. Just kidding. I know I'll be doing that. Just a different form of exercise and movement. Maybe make some snow angels. It's the best thing for this kind of day. Moving meditation, moving through our thoughts. So any kind of movement, elemental grounding, which I'm going to get to shortly, how that really is sinks in our nervous system. It's part of that root energy. It's being escalated, especially after yesterday with all those rabbits. So are you seeing a panoramic perspective, a new point of view, another worldly point of view, seeing yourself with a new image, a new wardrobe, in character, action, behavior, the choreography, our imagery? So when our ego aspect is left alone, it's like the curiosity of little kids. When little kids get really quiet out in a corner and you don't see them, but they're very quiet, you just know they're up to something. Usually they're having a great time. So it's this kind of escalated energy that's derived from a bigger, better, faster, $6 million man kind of energy, where we can build it to the greatest of all time, the GOAT. But the curator is our mind, is usually the one that adopts the agenda, the intentions. So thinking begins to center around all of the things, like really, it's a gravitational pull. It's pushing the envelope. I keep seeing Star Trek or Star Wars. I don't know. So just be in the observership of your mind, the patterns of your thoughts. Watch your thought patterns. Are your thoughts following the agenda of your action and character, your ego, your root center, the physicality? Are they pushing for it? Or magically are your thoughts operating independently, separate, kind of in their own separate bubbles? They're not chained together, separate of what the agenda of our root center is. So the idea or the agenda is to be in our heart's observership, in our heart chamber, if you can see that virtually through your eye space, your third eye or your crown, or even through your heart, maybe you can feel it. Just observing our mind to determine a more escalated, enlightened, otherworldly agenda, one that our ego space, our character, our root center can initiate and act upon and take out into the outer world, the snowbanks in my case. So we are literally going through a wardrobe change, and our ego's agenda, our perspective, is cultivating a new panoramic view beyond the cloud line. So in thinking about our actions, our behavior, and agendas that are on the docket, it really is about taking the breath and the pause and just looking at the agendas. Are they yours? Are they in alignment with your heart space? Can you initiate the action and have it be a prime directive? So the key to access this choreography is really through our heart center, and just acting upon or taking an action for what your heart feels you belong doing, being, doing, and having. It's like, I'm in a space, I'm not sure where I'm going, but I'm just waiting for things to kind of come up for me where I do belong, because I've been where I haven't belonged for quite a while, actually. So when we are regulating through our heart space, beating through that pulsating channel, the voice of our heart, and being mindful of our heart's point of view, this panoramic sky view, if you will, we then will have this inner knowing that comes through our solar plexus of what to think and what to feel and what to manifest in our choreography. It just lights up our heart. So opening up our mind to really see this panoramic view, thoughts floating by, heartfelt, within our identity of where we do belong, our behavior, our action, our imagery. When I say imagery, I'm talking self-image, how we see ourselves, even seeing ourselves out into the world. It's an operandi agenda. But just a few announcements. I do have my Musing with Tonya D podcast. You can tune in on Spotify, Apple, or just go to my website, Martin. Why your life is the way it is. Tune in. He was great to tune into. Of course, I'll have a little snippet at the end of the show, but that was awesome. Why your life is the way it is, just diving into life. And of course, my Musing Moon Meditation, the Libra Pink Full Moon on YouTube. And back to if your heart feels called to be a mystery guest. It's been super fun. I don't announce names or anything. But that's in the Rising of the Origins. 4 pillars on Sundays to subscribe there. My musing newsletter. And A Witcher's Way to Manifestation. I'm still choreographing this. I should put the wait list on there, but yeah, we all manifest. It's getting a facelift at the moment, but we all manifest differently. What's unique to how I manifest and choreograph my ideas is going to be different than yours because we're all energetic beings having this human experience. So some of us manifest through miracles of believing. Some of us manifest through taking an action. Some of us manifest through feeling sensations, kinesthetic gifts. So it's all about the cosmic soup, the elementals and our energetic centers, which ones are more activated, and just recalibrating our ability to manifest and just mapping it out through the divine design to law of attract what we frequent. Comment if you would love to have an opportunity to join me for this. I kind of like just a small collective group to initiate things when I begin something. That's just kind of how I feel into it. And of course I got to follow the gates. So that's why all that's happening. And then we do have Mongolia for those that are interested in an indigenous journey to travel to with 6 shamans of medicine people of Mongolia. So super excited about that as well. That door opportunity closes the end of May, I believe. Don't quote me on that though. But today on the Elemental Highway, we go from 3 feisty little rabbits, a black rabbit, a green rabbit, and a water rabbit, all yin energy. So interesting. Oh no, it wasn't a water, it was a metal, excuse me. I'm getting ahead of myself. But today we've got a yang water dragon of a day, a water dragon. So with all the snow here, at least in Utah, I would definitely say it's a frozen water dragon. I think he's hibernating, but our day is rooted. It's yin water. And the dragon, it's in storage. It's released at the hour of the dog. And we also have yin water in the year. So this is both seen as enemies, hidden enemies, enemies in storage. But it's an imaginative energy. It's philosophical energy. It's exploring our dreams. It's going to the depths of a dream, going into that dream space. And the dragon's the mountain that holds all of these secrets. And they feel frozen. But this is also power of the unkind, power that's unhealthy, I would say. It may be dirty, polluted, corrupted power, basically. So any headlines I may have missed, I don't really watch mainstream news, so there is that. And all of this wood energy is actually writing, so it could be news, journalists, stuff like that, just an idea. Because it's kind of paperwork, the imagination, putting things to the paper. And the pen. And we're full of this yin wood again. The hour of the tiger, we're going to have a total eastern direction. So that's, again, more wood energy. But this is some drastic, overwhelming kind of information. Yin wood to yang water's drastic energy. It's performing something radical in a way. And metal, our day needs some metal energy, some courage, which is also an action to take for metal. And water, painting the imaginal realm, music, communication, maybe an honest authority, a truth, a speaker of truth, and wisdom. Water is also ancient wisdom. Interesting for sure. So I would kind of feel into metal as far as an elemental to ground into. Metal, stone, the wisdom of stones, our bones. Even doing a crystal grid, the metal direction, water, possibly prophetic imagination, if you will. Dreams. The dragon does give our day some guidance. But it's the guidance given for the good of all, or is it the good for just a few? You kind of have to ask what kind of guidance is streaming in. So really stay curious, my friends and guests. Okay, so with that, on to the messages. Yesterday, we did have the Ace of Cups. The moon's still in Virgo today and moving into Libra soon. So I'm going to actually start cleansing my space here, my studio, and more, just different areas, my divination room for one. So kind of look where Virgo is in your natal chart, or if you're a Virgo, you know, this might be cleansing your inner world. But our message for today, obviously, is the Knight of Cups, which I love. The Knight of Emotional Armor, classical, romantic, passionate soul, artistic, creative. It kind of goes with the water, the yang water. Maybe your creativity is coming out. Maybe you're wearing your heart on your sleeve, or you're seeking some connection, being in love with the idea of love itself. Maybe you're just loving yourself to the nth degree. So this is like the classic romantic. It's inviting us to kind of step into a world of bubble baths and roses and caviar and all the luxury things, I guess, if that's your thing, all the charm. Being just fully devoted to who you are, to yourself. Maybe there is a guy out there, I don't know. Maybe for every other day we do this. We just love ourselves, which would be great, right? But this is the song of romance. It's the embodiment, it's embodying like the graceful slow dance. I don't know if you've ever been dancing with somebody and they tell you you're rigid. That would be me. But is it time to get out into the snow? Maybe enjoy some flirting, be present, connecting to the intuitive night, the intuitive side. Just being in touch with our emotions and knowing what we want. And having no problem wearing our heart on our sleeves. Being emotionally vulnerable, or just showing our emotions. Often it's a message even of somebody who is in love, again, with the idea of it being in love. It's self-unconditional love. Sometimes this comes kind of bundled with some very unrealistic expectations. Maybe you want to ask yourself, are you ready to be swept off your feet? And allowing some deep honesty, some vulnerability to just flow freely in your life, to be in the flow, even though the snow is still coming down. Like, do you truly believe in this type of true love for your future? So just get ready to take in some inspiration, some imagination, run with it. You can make art, music, love, creativity, and just allow love to be that active ingredient in your personal masterpiece of life. That really is kind of the frequency of today, now that I said that out loud. But just know that getting in touch with our emotions, it does often always feels vulnerable, right? Feeling like I'm in a relief stage. I am so relieved right now. And validating these feelings. What is the emotion that you hold near and dear? What does that feel like? Are you adding emotions to your manifestations, to your law of attraction, to that energy? I feel relief as the winds of change are happening for me. Relief as a new chapter of this life is happening for us. Just nurturing our thoughts, our feelings, before we initiate an action to take. Really feeling and nurturing our thoughts. And spring, like a new spring in your step, a new wardrobe. Just like nature. Nature always gets a new wardrobe as the cycles and the seasons move by. But I affirm that I am vibrating my thoughts to my aligned heart. Like my thoughts are in alignment with my heart, not the opposing way. So you kind of want to ask yourself, are your thoughts frequenting an elevating perspective, a panoramic view, an optimistic venue? So thoughts affirming, where our heart belongs on the stage of life, and navigating that sea, the storm, rooting our intentions into the Earth star from the root center. And just be mindful really of what you wish for. Apparently we wished for water and we're getting it into beyond, the great beyond. I would say maybe into May. Don't say that out loud. But we're doing great. Actually, we're doing fantastic. Thanks for tuning in. Ashe, blessings.
Autumn, and wish for them to be more often around them and bring them that fortune, right? People only blame others and live in that consciousness when they're suffering and effects that they don't want to experience. Now, what I said is critical because it means one thing. What it means for you is that you, yourself, no one else is the cause or the creator of the circumstances you now experience in your life. And just to give some more depth to this from the perspective of, there are people that come and play in our life, right? They would say, oh, but I didn't wreck my car. This guy back-ended me or rear-ended me yesterday. Or this guy was who ripped me off, this scammer or whatever. Yes, they did. They're an agent of this law of cause and effect that is coming